Well, good evening, dear fine citizens and residents of Radioland. We're here on a Thursday evening, and my co-host or host is she'll be late, so that's a tradition here. You guys should be used to that by now. Anyway, I am Ria, and to RJ, and here we have our Thursday weekly stream, and we're going to be talking about some very interesting things tonight. Well, tonight actually, I figured I'd be a little more laid back, and what we're going to do is I'm going to peruse the social media and ask and answer some burning questions that seemed to be popular last time. But there's a lot of stuff going on, and I hope you guys had a good holiday season so far. I really hope that everybody is enjoying themselves and thinking of those around you, your loved ones, etc. So, I want to say hi to our our audience here who have kind of showed up in force in the chat. Let's see, we have um, Digital Dreamer. Well, first I'm here, and we have, of course, Andy Cowley, Mel KC2FKW. I was this call sign mix up. Ed, Digital Dreamer, Ron Walensky, who is a big fan of my videos. Thank you, Ron. And let's see who else is here tonight. I got da, da, Mike, KD2SXD, and Mike. What do you want me to guess? I don't know. I'm scrolling through these comments. I'm probably catching up. Lon Moore. And then who else? Let's see. Brian AD8GI. And Digital Dreamer. I already covered him. Kevin Toth. Okay. Um I froze mid sentence. I don't know why. Did I? Hmm. Okay. I don't know if it's on my end. My Wi-Fi seems strong. KMRD radio stuff. KMRD, where's Cat? Okay. Everyone, and then let's see. Well, Mike, you got your extra, and we have to say yay for Mike. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, wrong channel. You have to say yay for Mike, who got his extra. Congratulations. I've never had the privilege of upgrading my license to extra, but I've always held extra. But it's very nice to hear people celebrating how they upgrade and they enjoy this hobby and such like that. But of course you never stop learning, really. You always want to keep learning. You always want to move forward. And I'm going to show you guys some things tonight. I know Dave Castler talked about it, but I'm going to show you some things tonight about where the ARRL has in store for learning too. I've had it preview for a little while, and I think they might have released it to the public, but I'll show you guys too. Let's see here. Todd. Okay, Todd. Nice to see you, Todd. And then Paul Hopman. And a wild cat just appeared.
Yes. Yes, I just appeared.
Cool. Cool.
I did.
Yeah. So those who don't know Mahima in the chat, that's one of my lovely assistants, and she's moderator. So be nice to her. But she'll be nice to you. All right, Kat, what's going on tonight down there in, I guess,
Alabama?
That's right.
Nothing much is going on in Alabama. I just got through eating dinner with one of my good friends. Let's just on play. Sorry. Had to change restaurants because of one was over an hour wait.
Right.
So had to think on the fly.
So we have one tradition. One of us is late. I think the other one might happen later on when my camera dies, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, Mahima, we're nice to everybody, okay? So anyway. All right. So tonight we got a kind of busy show, but we have some news here. I don't know if you want to go over the news. I did send you the news clips early on.
Yes, I saw that. I'm working on pulling that up for us. Just give me a second, because yes.
Yeah, that is a great song. That is a great song. Did you watch? Yeah, that movie. With what's her name? Reese Witherspoon.
What movie with Reese Witherspoon?
Sweet Home Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah, I think it was.
Oh, Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah.
Yeah. I think she actually lives in Tennessee, though.
She does live in Tennessee with her husband. I think Jim is his name.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember much. She does have a line of clothes, though. And I recently watched a YouTube video where she was arrested, I think in Canada, maybe Canada. I couldn't quite understand because she kept sitting there saying she was a U.S. citizen. So she has been arrested, and you should just see her Southern accent trying to come out. It was really cute.
Okay. So Digital Dreamers asking.
Yes, Jim.
Yeah, with a foundation. So here's the bad news. The bad news is that the FCC does not want more than 3 license classes, and they're not going to add an additional. So the whole restructuring of April 15, 2000 was where they got rid of all the additional license classes. So, oh well, yeah. So, you want to know some Mahi? It's on my Spotify rap too, because you hear it in the car too. I play a lot of different songs in the car.
Yes, anyway. You do.
Righty. Okay.
And for people that don't know, Rhea can rap, just so you know. Because we do it all the time.
With the N to the 7 to the alpha. Anyway, let me don't go too far.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Oh no, I listen to so much rap, like the old school ones, and like some from the 90s with Snoop Dogg. But Snoop Dogg is into this whole thing with so he's not really that's his whole jam now. There's a place down the road, well, not here, that's going to be doing that stuff because New Jersey's making it legal, but we'll see. Well, spit some bars? Nah. I don't know. I don't want to get a copyright strike, yo.
Exactly. No copyright strikes here, man.
But although if it's my own work, I can kind of, I have to figure out one. I figure maybe before the new year, we'll probably do like a real fun show where we're doing all this silliness, and rapping and and dissing and stuff like that.
We might get banned because it would be very, very, very yeah, we won't go there. We'll be fine.
I'll call the overlords,
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
So a minor programming note, and this microphone seems to be very hot. So a minor programming note. This weekend, my stream is pushed another half an hour to 10 p.m. on Sunday. I'm making room for Frank Tank Radio. He's going to do his 1-year stream. So, he asked me if I could give him some room. I'm like, okay. Yeah, Frank, you need a lot of room, buddy. But no, with all of this stuff he does, So, yeah. So he's going to do his thing. I think he's inviting some of us to be on, to be honest. I don't know. Bow Wow Wow Fang. I have a Bow Wow Wow Fang here somewhere. Oh.
Bow Wow Wow Fang, yo.
I have one here actually that I'm working on a video on. You see? I got one here, but it's GMRS one.
That's
And
that's like tiny.
it is a Baofeng.
I know.
I mean, Baofengs are not big radios.
No, they're not
No?
big. No, they're not big radios. I wasn't quite prepared for the smallness though.
Yeah. But it's a GMRS one. See? Yeah, they sent me a pair of them and asked me if I could do a little thing on them. I said, okay. I got a TID radio thing too I'm gonna be using. So yeah. Local 10-meter and 2-meter nets were a bust tonight. I really don't check into them all that much. I should. I used to be a real net junkie. Okay, I used to check in nets, and there's so this is the thing. People think I'm like this snooty. I got railed by people for having a nice HF station, right? People tell me, "Oh, I'm so privileged," and how I have. I think first of all, I'll tell you, I fought, okay, for my right to put up a tower and a permit, and I worked a lot of overtime to pay to buy the stuff. Okay, now people never forget that. That's my money. The other thing is that I went and I had to fight with my town's attorney to get stuff, to get a permit, and the land use attorney, and they issued it after they looked at their stuff. Digital dreamer. Okay, no comment. Well, yeah, and the other thing is that I do more than just HF. When I lived in the city in New York City, I used to do a lot of nets. I used to do a lot of. I used to be under repeaters. I used to drive around mobile, and there are a lot of fun clubs and a lot of nets, and I would just do a lot of stuff. So, don't ever think I'm a one activity ham. I do a lot of things, and one day I might show up doing a POTA or something like that. I need Mike to help me though.
Yeah.
He's somewhere in there. Maybe when we do Orlando, all of us could do a POTA. Well, I mean, like me and the others. So when we're at Orlando or Dayton or something, I could hang out with all of these famous YouTubers and do POTA with them. So, all right, enough babble. What's
enough
in the
babble,
news?
babble talking about the rap.
Yeah. What's in your world, and tell us about the news.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up and get to the news then, shall we? So, the past ARRL Chief Development Officer, Mary Hobart, she passed away on December the 12th. She was actually from Ardmore, Pennsylvania, not Tennessee people or Alabama, because we do have an Ardmore here. So she passed away.
Wow.
It was really sad.
Yeah, and this is where I'll get my soapbox a little bit, okay? Mary Hobart was such a nice person, okay? And she brought in so many millions of dollars. I can't say exactly how much, but she brought in so many millions of dollars for the ARRL. And she's the one who almost single-handedly kept the dues amount down to $39 because she got so many people to donate. She will be missed, and hopefully ARRL will find somebody to replace her. I think, but I can't really talk too much about that policy wise. But she was a very very strong contributor to the ARRL success, and a lot of people worked closely with her to do tax planning and estate planning in terms of giving to ARRL. I'm sure the tax part of it, right? Donating to charity and all that stuff.
So, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, you're gonna have to school me on that, okay?
I'm gonna have to school you on that.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Okay. You could, that $10,000, $14,000 that people seem to give these billionaire preachers, man.
I heard one of them has his own airport. I don't know.
A couple of them have their own plane.
Yeah. No, but this one who's a billionaire has his own airport.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So if we land there, can we get blessed?
In Texas, I think. Ron Walensky, the blues is nice. I got the blues. I saw Mount Athos on 160 and the FTA, but I could not work him because he was so late and he had to go in bed because he had to take care of the monastery down in Mount Athos. Hey, the blues.
Oh, thank you so much, Rhea. I prefer Etta James and Ella Fitzgerald and a little bit of Louis Armstrong.
Really? Okay.
Those are my favorite.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
So
somebody has been ordered by the Falklands Islands Communications Regulator to stop and cease this guy's ham radio operation from Antarctica's research station on the Brunt Ice Shelf. There we go. Apparently, following up on a complaint, the Falkland Islands Regulator ordered Sebastian Bleach all operations as VP ASGB and has
VP8. Yeah.
VP8, sorry. He has been identifying as VP8 /SQ1SGB in accordance with acceptance practice, and it's unclear whether the complaint or the regulator conflated the identifier and call sign.
Right. So I have to show this story. This is really interesting. Okay. And I'll show you the story in question. I'm sorry, I have to do this.
No, you're fine.
Here we go. Yeah. So this is the guy in question. Okay. And there were concerns about this for a while now, because apparently the Falkland Islands, they really have no authority right now to issue call signs. Well, they do, but apparently they're restructuring, so they're not. And yeah, so let's see, read here for more info. And then it says a formal complaint to the regulator. And then this is heavy stuff, right? So yeah, there's a lot going on in the Falklands. I mean, I don't think there's really, I don't know if there's actually any operation going on now, any new licenses being granted or something, because they have some serious regulatory issues. So, but yeah, so this is something. Yeah. So geopolitics get into ham radio a lot of times, and yeah. Yeah. So anyway, oh my God, don't make me do metal tonight, metalhead, Paul Hoffman. I was such a metalhead.
Don't you mean Mike too? He's a metalhead.
Yes, he could. Let's see what he's a heavy metal head, and we could do like some air guitar and head banging and singing I work Poda, like like how like how Cannibal Corpse sings Blood Drank's Execution. Like say, you better get me in your lock or I'm going to scream into the microphone. I'm just messing with you, Mike.
Oh my God. He would probably do it. He would probably berserker. Oh my God. I'll have to explain that one to you later.
All right.
It's like I'm a berserker.
Yeah. So tell me what else is in the news.
Well, United Nations, Santa Claus canceled due to COVID.
What? Oh,
planned Santa Claus HF activity using the call sign 4U1 Xmas has been canceled due to the pandemic.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So my friend Sparky 4U1A, well, he has he's with the 4U1A excuse me, radio club there in Vienna. I believe it was 4U1A, right? Or it was
Yes.
yeah, they try to do some Santa Claus activity. Like, they try. So there's a lot of people who get on the radio and then, they pretend to be Santa Claus and such like that, right? And this one is actually the the how should I put it? This one is from the UN. Okay, so the UN has this event, but I think they had to cancel it because they don't have any operators. I mean, here in well, not here, but in New York, they have the UN, and actually the building was closed for a long time, and it might get closed again due to all these variants and stuff coming. But yeah, I was there in March 2020, so I got in just before the whole thing hit. Okay, and then in 2021, I think they opened it, but they have remote operation in there too. People operate remotely. So, all right. We're gonna talk about Kat and her general soon. Okay.
And my general.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Kat is gonna get her general.
We got us a
and
visitor.
General's gonna get a cat. You talk about Kat, okay?
Look at
We're gonna name that cat General, okay?
No, his name's Houdini.
Yeah. Okay. Kat is working hard on her general. I've been kind of, keeping tabs on her.
He's gonna be taking it for me because he has the disappearing act, so maybe he can disappear the wrong answers away.
Okay. Houdini's so cute. Houdini looked like my tiger when Tiger was like little. Yeah, they grow so fast.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, he's getting snapped on Monday though.
Yeah. Nothing is heavier than Air Supply. I would sing an Air Supply song, but it'll probably get my I'll probably get that yellow dollar sign or the ineligible notice, the red notice. Oh well. Used to host Ham Nation Santa Watch, huh? Oh wow. Why wouldn't they have it on Ham Radio Crash Course again? I don't know. Yeah. So in the news next, it is
can be Santa. Ho ho ho
yeah.
ho.
Right. And the last one is the transatlantic winners. So tell us about the transatlantic winners.
The transatlantic winners are.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see here. Have announced the winners of the 160 meter transatlantics QSO party.
Right.
Let's see here. Logs from those taking part in the 6-hour event included 496 contacts, 261 from W1AW.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was let's see here. That one was it. And then NA2AA was, I think, the other one by his, yeah, I think that was it. No.
All right.
Here it is. So there's a lot of them, apparently. So,
yeah. I So I want to show you my certificate that I took part in this whole So first of all, if you haven't watched the videos on the transatlantic test, that is a very, very good history lesson into early amateur radio. If you don't want to watch that video, get the book 200 Meters and Down. Okay, 200 Meters and Down is a great book. It'll give you a lot of insight and history into amateur radio, the early days. And I always recommend people know the history because they will kind of know, why some things are today. But transatlantic test, I did one video on it, and then I did a live stream about the history on Sunday, and then I also did some live streams of the whole transatlantic event. So the ARRL had this QSO party and the RSGB as well too. there are two stations that were taken part. One of them was W1AW, which was the headquarters station of ARRL, and the other one was GB2ZE from Scotland, right? So the actual contact back in like 1921 was with a station in Scotland and one in America. Actually, I believe it was, in Connecticut. Okay. So it's a very interesting story because they basically gave radio amateurs useless frequencies and told them, yeah, you can have this. Okay. We're going to have all the good frequencies. Okay. Have fun. And then amateurs said, okay, maybe we will have fun. Okay. And they set up and they tested, and they got across. You want to know something? A lot of real estate for 160? Yeah, they did with a lot of real estate back then. But I know people in city lots who use 160. My friend Steve, WX2S, is on a city-sized lot, and he has a hex beam on his roof as his main antenna, but he has a 43-foot vertical, and he has a matching network where he could get on 160 using that. And that's very good. He actually wrote an article in QST and he won the cover plaque for it. So don't think you can't do 160. If you have room for a 43-foot vertical antenna, you can. So yeah. But let me show you the certificate that ARRL actually has available to print if you took part in the transatlantic commemoration. You will see here, I posted it on Twitter. And this is similar to the covers, right? So they had one, W1AW. I made these contacts at 0209, which was near the beginning, and then GB2ZE. The winners of the Transatlantic Cup were Rick Niswander, K7GM, who's a treasurer of the ARRL, and this guy, Bob, from the Isle of Man, MD0CCE. Yeah. Yeah, some people dispute that cricket story though, but it's interesting. One guy got arrested in Trinidad because he was broadcasting cricket results on the 40-meter band, so they kind of banned him. All right, so let's get on to tonight. And then Kat brought another cat. Who was that? Raven?
Yeah, that's Raven. Wolfgang didn't want to stick around. Wolfgang's very a loner cat, so he's definitely doesn't like being held.
Right.
Where Houdini does. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
And right now Rex is terrorizing Wolfgang.
Right. So I have a very interesting thing here tonight, and I'm going to show you here, where so we're gonna browse through some groups. So I actually take part in a number of Facebook groups and other places online, but I actually moderate a group called Ham Radio / New to the Hobby. And it's a very, very, very nice group. It's started by another person, Jerry KM4ZMZ, and then we have a team of moderators there, including myself, and we actually answer a lot of interesting questions. So let me bring this up. And I saw a very interesting question there. I have a 2-meter repeater in St. Louis, give or take 30 miles from my QTH. Let me make that bigger so blind people like me can see. That I barely hit. Even receive audio is sketchy. My antenna is up probably 30 feet above the ground. Antenna is a Comet GP6 with LMR 400 all the way up to the radio. Radio is a Yaesu FD8900R, 50 watts on 2 meters. So opinions: elevate current antenna. B, move up to a Comet GP9, which has better gain and is 7 foot taller than current antenna. I have a couple opinions on this, but let me see what people are saying here. Okay. Hopefully SWRs are good. If they are, try raising the antenna. That's good. If you're not getting the performance, Kat, and this is something I'll tell you as you become a more experienced operator, if you're not getting the performance out of your antenna that's supposed to, check first to see if something is wrong. Because if something is wrong, you'll be wasting your effort trying to improve something that's broken in the first place. Have you ever had that situation? In general, not just in amateur radio.
Yeah.
Like, even on like your computer, you realize that, oh, my computer is running so slow. Darn it, maybe I need to put more RAM in this baby. And then I find out I have Folding at Home going in the background.
Yes, most definitely. Or in my case, my kids did something and totally blew off Windows off the whole computer and tried to reload it back on after getting the company to send me the backup on everything, and it still didn't work. So basically, it's a brick.
Yeah. So there's some interesting answers here. A Yagi or similar gain antenna. That's one thing you could do, because remember these antennas are omnidirectional, like the Comet GP. What is it? The GP6, right? It's the antenna. Those are verticals. So putting a Yagi would probably give you a better gain, a directional gain. My take is that if it is 30 miles away, you're pretty much on the edge. And if you could get more height, great. But I think there's not much you could do beyond that, really. But try to make sure everything is good first and then go up higher. Johnny has a good suggestion here. Move the antenna just a few feet in a direction. Yeah. So that's something good to look at. All right, so let's hunt for a little more. In the meantime, you mentioned that Houdini was gonna go somewhere, or what kind of tricks is he up to?
He ain't going anywhere. He's going to the vet on Monday and he's getting snip snapped.
Cool.
Yes.
Don't make me do like Bob Barker that says, remember to have your pets spayed or neutered.
Yes, he's getting neutered. Good. Him and his brother, they're getting neutered. And then they'll be up for adoption, and they're adorable. Houdini likes to jump up on everything. Wolfgang likes to, go and hide.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this other one says, I have a rather long commute to work. Have any ham podcasts they really like? Do you have any ham podcasts you really like?
Josh, Ham Radio Crash Course has got a good one.
Yeah, he's got a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
I like listening to him. I sometimes listen to 100 Watts and a Wire, and I used to listen to one called
Clubhouse puts all theirs on.
Clubhouse has theirs too.
Mm-hmm.
I used to listen to one called Solder Smoke too. Solder Smoke. And that was more around like experimentation and building and stuff like that. There's a number of answers in here. One said listen to CDs by Gordon West and Pass the General. That's a good proposition. But the ARRL has actually had some interesting podcasts. Like the ARRL used to have The Doctor Is In, but unfortunately The Doctor Is In is no more because unfortunately Joel Hallis, W1ZR, who used to run The Doctor Is In, he passed away. And but the ARRL has the On the Air podcast, right? I think they do it like every 2 months with the magazine. And I used to enjoy it. They kind of cut down on some of the podcasts. I don't know why, but anyway, HRCC podcast, 3 to 4 hours long. One I like to listen to that's not really ham radio related is Bandrew Says. So Bandrew Says podcast, he talks a lot about audio because he's a microphone guy. Oh, yeah. And if any of you are into microphones and such, I know I'm a CW operator. Let me tell you, microphones, cardinal sin. Okay. But I like listening to good audio. Hamdom Thoughts, yes, Hamdom Thoughts is great. That is one by 86DM. Yep, yep. That's a great one. Yeah, I do listen from time to time. Well, I don't have as much time as I pretend that I do. But let's see here. People sharing all their lists of podcasts here. Ham Nation, Ham Nation podcast. Oh, they still have the Ham Nation podcast, huh? Okay. And ARRL Audio News. Speaking of news, one good podcast, that they have is one good podcast they have is Amateur Radio Newsline. Okay. Do you know about Amateur Radio Newsline? Ham Radio Workbench is good too. Do you know about Amateur Radio Newsline?
No.
Okay. So Amateur Radio Newsline was started by none other than Bill Pasternak, WA6ITF. And Bill actually used to live in New York City. Bill got his license when he was he used to. The funny story about Bill, okay? You're gonna hear this one. Has anybody told you, okay, that in ham radio, that they're in ham radio to meet girls?
I think I've heard that before.
Okay.
Maybe I've heard that before.
Anybody in the audience in ham radio to meet girls?
I don't know.
Okay.
That would be a question for all the single only hams out there.
Only ham. But let me tell you. Yes, Mahi. Good night. Yeah. The well, Bill Pasternak. So his story was that he was hanging around this radio shop and he heard EME. That's right. And you don't need a gigantic antenna erection for that to happen. Okay.
Oh, I got something the other day. Apparently, I made somebody's antenna extend, but we won't talk about that.
Wow. Are you interested or not?
Not interested at the moment.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Lon, yeah, we'll get to that in a second, okay? So Bill Pasternak, he actually hung around this TV repair shop, and the owner was a ham. And apparently he heard this girl talking on the air, and he got his ham license so he could talk to this girl. But he never found her. He built a radio out of a old discarded TV, and he got on the air that way. Now, yeah, that's kind of funny. But Bill actually founded Amateur Radio Newsline. Okay, he wasn't just the host; he was the founder of Amateur Radio Newsline. And it was actually a way for what he had. It was an actual news line. Okay, like you would call a phone number and you'd get a tape playing back over the phone, giving you all these amateur radio news, and that was so neat. Eventually, of course, the internet made it really easy to distribute, and it was a bulletin that was being played back on other repeaters and such, and and Bill was a really nice guy. Bill actually founded one of the first repeaters in New York City, the first FM repeaters in New York City. That was wild. And I actually think I talked on that repeater. I think it was the Kings County Repeater Association, KC2RA. Wow. That's heavy stuff. So yeah. Want to say hi to Ham Radio Adventure Guy.
Yes.
And Dave, KV2NUI.
Yes. And Lon said that not too funny. I learned to cook to impress some women. I've also heard stories of guys joining dance class so they could impress the girls.
Well, that kind of stuff you expect, but not ham radio,
Question, Lauren, did the ladies, were they impressed with your cooking? That's the question.
Brownies. The first rule about brownies is you don't talk about brownies. Okay. Okay. All right.
Where's the transition? Where's the transition at?
Okay. Right. Okay. So let's see here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, this is a good one that I think I would love to. Carlisle. I'll tell you a little thing about KC2RA. Okay. That's where I sat my VE session to get my license in the United States. Kings County Repeater Association at the Guild for Exceptional Children in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, I'm gonna sound like Curtis Sliwa.
Brooklyn.
No, to sound Brooklyn, you have to sound. Henry, it brings all the brownies to the yard. But yeah, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Yeah, they're a good club, and like Kings County Repeater Association, they used to have I don't know if they still have it, but they had nets every night, and they used to have a really night. And my antenna here in New Jersey could actually, we're about 50 miles away, could actually make contact with their repeater in Staten Island because they moved their repeater to Staten Island. That was wild. Yeah, and they have Newsline. So this is an interesting question, okay? And I will share this one with you here. Okay. Right. Probably a dumb question. Are Yagi antennas generally band specific in their receiving capability? Can a Yagi made for 2 meters receive only 2 meter signals? I read through the antenna book, and all the Yagi discussions seem to be band focused dimensions of Yagis that are made RF finding antennas. I was hoping to build a 2 meter, 70 centimeter Yagi and then use it on HF to try and aid with finding it. Listen to the audio files. Okay. I figured if I could use a Yagi really narrow loop to find signal. Okay. What do you think about this one? Do you think Yagis are band specific?
I'm not for sure. I would say maybe.
I would say yes, to an extent. In life there are no absolutes. Okay. Not even absolute vodka is absolute, right? Although I prefer some good Stolichnaya, from Russia.
or the breaststroke.
Okay. Go swimming in a pond. Okay. So, yeah. Digital Dreamer, I have to address this one. Dexter 9Y4 Charlie called me at home last week. Really awesome. Let's go. Yeah, I think Dexter is the president of the local radio society now. It's pretty cool. So Yagi antennas are, generally speaking, yes, they're single band. They have a bandwidth to them, right? You could kind of fiddle with the Yagi design and make Yagis a little more broadbanded. There are several Yagi designs that are broadbanded. One of them is the OWA Yagi bandwidth. Okay. And I'll show you this here. K3LR has these at his station, right? And I'll show you this here from K3LR. There we go, right? So Jim Breakall, W3FET, who is a professor, emeritus now at Penn State University, he made some of these optimized wideband array Yagis, and not inverted V dipole. So broadband antennas. And so basically how these work, come on, I'm trying to find the page with the Yagi, is right. Okay. Optimized wideband array is that you have the main radiating element and then you have elements that are closer to it. And then, you have this kind of pattern here with the voltage standing wave ratio. And you have a SWR that's pretty low across a wide region. So this one could go from 3.5 to almost 4.0 with a Yagi, with the dipole. So, and it's pretty wild. And then they had a dipole here, right? And they actually built these into some Yagis. I'm trying to see here. Anyway, I should do a whole video on this. Point being is that there are ways to make Yagis wide, okay? But there's another type of antenna that could get you, as wide as you need to be in terms of bandwidth. A traditional Yagi antenna, traditional beam antenna, will typically work over a narrow range of frequencies. What this person sounds like they're asking is if I could use a Yagi on a different band, probably for their purpose, which is finding line noise and such like that. It'll work, but not for if you want something optimized. So it's kind of like on a case by case basis here. All right, let's see what else is going on. Little Ham Shack.
Go to your room. Go to your room.
I heard, Joe Eisenberg, K0NEB, he told me that there are like a lot of tornadoes and stuff. There's one that ripped through Indiana recently.
There's a quad state tornado that ripped through a whole bunch, like from all the way from Arkansas all the way up to Kentucky, and it ended up being 4 states and over 200 miles long, but they're having to take it in sections to determine, to make sure that it was the same tornado that caused the damage. And if so, it was technically an E4 tornado, and its widest point was 3/4 of a mile wide.
Right. Okay. I did actually hear about the quad state tornado. I mean, I did show about this guy Ken Heron. He had he went and he did drone surveys of Kentucky, and that was just crazy. I mean, all these people in this factory that were trapped, and some of them, unfortunately had stuff going on. But yeah, those quad state tornado was something else. Let's see here. What's a good resource for learning the basics of an antenna, making an antenna? What can you think of? First of all, where can you learn about antennas in terms of anywhere? Any favorite YouTube channels you go on? No, I'm just kidding.
No, just kidding. Don't get me in trouble now, Ria. Jeez.
Really?
I can't let them know that I watch their channel all the time. Jeez. I might have issues or something with the tissues. Basically, back on the quad state part, the surveys from the National Weather Service in Paducah and Louisville have confirmed the length to be 164 miles so far.
Yeah.
But there are surveys still pending from the National Weather Service in Memphis. But this one was part of the quad state. So they are still currently assessing the damage, but it was an EF4 tornado. And the rating shows a peak gust of 190 miles per hour.
Yeah. So, so this good resource for learn the basics of making an antenna. I would say the first one really, I mean, the ARRL handbook is nice, right? There used to be a site called CBIC that was owned by this guy, W4RNL LB CBIC, and he used to have a lot of antenna resources. The antenna book I think is good. There are also some basic antenna books that ARRL sells. They have like dipole antennas and all sorts of stuff. MFJ has a free book about antennas. I think this person means Dave Kassler, not Dave Tadlock. The Beginner's Book of Amateur Radio. Okay, it's really interesting. Handbook has, so that's interesting here. What else have we got going on? QRP match antenna. I picked up a new radio, still currently in my temporary setup. Okay. Pelican cases for storage. Kat, how do you store your radio? I mean, you have a case for it or something, or?
You mean my HT?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just over here sitting on a table.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had another radio you borrowed from somebody?
Yeah, they stuck in it. They have it in a case. They have that one in a case because, well, if I drop that one, it might break. If I drop mine, well, it probably won't break. It's probably like those old Nokias. They'll take a licking and they keep on a ticking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. This one is about 12 volts versus 13.8. I'm trying to program a Kenwood 2-meter rig. The only power supply is one of the used rack mount power supplies and module ground connections, 12 volt connections. I know the radio works on 12 volts. The card technically put out 12 to 13.8. Am I going to go FUBAR using this 12 volt actual power supply? Well, I think 12 volts should not be a problem and has the current. Yeah, Andy's correct here. As long as it has a current. And wow, look at this too. Interesting stuff. Oh, this one's, as we were talking about storms. I know all of Skywarn trained, but you also have to be RACI certified. The answer is no. Skywarn's a different thing. So if you, Kat, one thing you could always get involved in, and the time commitment to this is like minimal. The time commitment to this is minimal. But if you ever want to get involved in Skywarn, in many areas it's different. But over here, we actually get over here we have to take like training with the local NWS office, National Weather Service, and they issue you a spotter number. And then what you do is we usually take part in the Skywarn nets. They have the nets on VHF, UHF. And on the repeaters, and then, or I don't know if they have them on HF, but then we call in the reports, and then those get forwarded to National Weather Service. So, yeah. Let's see. Don says he likes my video on 220. Woohoo! Nice. I love it. All right. What else is going on? Yeah, that tornado was wild. I just don't like, it's really tragic. Mother Nature can be a real pain in the neck sometimes.
Yeah. Because that tornado hit Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, and then Kentucky.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to tell you about something too. This guy, Ed Fong. Okay. Ed Fong. You ever heard of Ed Fong antennas?
No.
Okay. So Ed Fong actually, Ed Fong, this person says they're purchasing ICOM 2730 to use as a base unit until we decide on something more expensive, as my husband and I are just starting out. We're really wondering which antenna you suggest. We really like the Ed Fong antenna we bought from GMRS Radios. Are unsure to buy a Diamond or Comet. So the Edfong antennas are actually pretty nice, and I'll tell you the good thing about the Edfong radios is that him and his students at the wireless doing wireless research, they actually build the antennas and sell and use it to fund their whole university research program. So that's pretty cool. So Ed, and Ed make a good antenna, and they have a lifetime warranty. They're not paying me to say this, okay? And this is not a sponsored review or anything, but I've seen some of the antennas. My friend Kai, Kai Chen, who goes to like all these hamfests in northern New Jersey, a really nice guy, and his wife is really nice too. They run a store called KB Cubed, and they actually have they sell a lot of the Edfong antennas and really good stuff. They also sell a lot of Anytone radios too, and other radios. So good guys. 2.0 Ham Radio 2.0 also sells them. So in Grapevine Amateur Radio. Yeah. Let's see here. The RST contacts info report sends the report I give to the sender. I did a whole video on RST. Okay. And some of the things you might learn about RST might surprise you. So yeah. The report sent is a report I give the sender. Yep. Question. I'm interested in the hobby. Can I listen to frequencies? So Kat, this blew my mind when I first got my my ham radio license. Before I got my ham radio license, I did not know that in the United States it was legal to own a radio without a license. You know that?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Ed is a professor. Yes, he is a professor, and he has his kids, his students. They aren't kids; they're adults. They're in college. Yeah. And yeah. So yeah, Ed. Yeah, Dr. Fong. Yes, Ed Fong. He is a professor for Berkeley, and he's a good friend. Oh, cool. That's cool. Yeah, I want to meet him. So yeah. I want to meet him sometime. Well, I know his friend Kai very well. Kai and I, we always talk about local stuff. I mean, Kai is in New Jersey, so Kai and I, we talk about a lot of stuff. And Kai distributes the antennas. Let's see. Yeah, Ron, thank you. Yeah, I love that video. That's nice. I'm making some more. I'm doing a video almost every day now, until Christmas. So let's see.
Hi, Mom.
Jason Heff, I'm studying for extra. Thank you very much. So, do you have any questions tonight, Kat, that you'd like to ask? You're on mute.
Oh, I know I'm on mute. I'm telling my kid that we'll discuss something later.
Okay.
Very disrespectful.
All right. All right. So ham radio, Jason has video, Ed Fong speaking of local club. Okay. Cool. I'll definitely look at that. Yeah, I like things like that, where they involve the kids and, well, not kids. It's a habit to call them kids. They're like students, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
college students.
Yeah.
College.
I think some of them are like PhD level, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Ed will custom build a roll-up J-pole with any connector you want, even longer coax. That's interesting. Huh.
That's definitely cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
W6, what's this call again? W6KSR? Is this called? Ed Fong? Yeah. Yep, they are college students. All right, well, it is coming up around 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. And this has been another Thursday night, Two Chicks in a Radio stream. Oh, you'll give me this. Okay, well, that's cool. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys. I'm just watching the low battery on my watch just came on actually. So be sure to like and subscribe. I'll be doing a video almost every day until Christmas. I turned out Radiomus. That was something that she came up with, so I give her full credit for that. You know, it's basically to get more videos out to more people. So next week we're going to go on Kat's channel, and we're going to figure out something to go on then. Kat, what do you think you're going to talk about next week?
I forgot. I'm living my best life on mute. I've been doing it all day today and in all my meetings as well, so I apologize. Probably something Christmas related, because it's my favorite time of year. So yeah.
Ron.
Yes, Ron. I'll be on time since it's my channel. Yes, I was having dinner with a friend who I haven't had dinner with in a while. So.
Okay. So yeah, it'll be the eve of Christmas Eve, and then we're gonna see how that goes, and then well, see you around, everybody. Take care. 73.
Bye.
Peace
73.
and 73. All right.